Kazakhstan has chosen the multi-vector integration. Its trends, collisions, and prospects are coming up in the Single Market Program.
Today in the program, UTLC, Formula of Eurasian Logistics. Rating of e-governments of the EAEU countries. Hong Kong, business climate and perspectives of cooperation with Kazakhstan. Investment accents of the Almaty Industrial Zone. Hello, this is Pavel Koptyshev. You are watching the Single Market Program. Time is money. The essence of this sacramental phrase unfolds to the fullest using the example of transportation of cargoes. The sooner the goods are delivered to their destination point, the higher is efficiency of trade. Taking into account the importance of this process, in 2014, partners in the Eurasian Economic Union, Russia, Kazakhstan, and Belarus, has set up a UTLC, United Transport and Logistics Company. Western China, Western Europe. Currently, this is one of the most fast-developing interregional markets. The trade turnover between China and Europe has been increasing every year. In the context of this trend, countries of the Eurasian Economic Union, where the transit overland corridors go through, get a carte blanche. Today, the Eurasian Union is the linchpin for the renaissance of the Great Silk Road proposed by the People's Republic of China. Construction of large transport corridors will ensure conditions for the accelerated economic growth, will open new opportunities also for the development of regions. Intercrossing of the interests of three countries, Russia, Belarus, and Kazakhstan, in the issues of using the transit corridors through which the cargo flows go from China to Europe, and in the reverse is reflected in the development concept of the UTLC, United Transport and Logistics Company. And in its core, this is a profile alliance created in the interest of the whole integration space of the Eurasian Economic Union. Our clients are transport companies, freight forwarding companies from all over the Eurasian space. As a rule, these are forwarding agents using 1,435-meter gauge. Technical fleet of the United Transport and Logistics Company includes 67 railway terminals, 33,000 wagons, 71,000 ISO containers, 4 railway ferries, and 870 trucks. The UTLC work is synchronized on the basis of an IT platform. Thanks to this, they have managed to optimize all cargo transportation operations and to introduce new technologies of organization of transit transportations. Imagine an organized container service which comes out of the new Horgos terminal with a frequency of 1 train every hour and a half. This is a very complex task, and at the same time it is very challenging. And what is the most important? Solution of this task is in the interest of our countries and people who live in our countries. One of the novelties in the UTLC system is an internet shop technology. It allows for the online calculation of the cost of cargo transportation, use of single tariff provisions, execution of an order, payment for the services, and shipment of containers. At the same time, all day round and across the board access to the UTLC service and bank card payment option is provided. All service novelties have speeded the delivery of container cargoes, and now the railway route China-Europe, going through the territory of the Eurasian Economic Union, looks very attractive from the logistics point of view. Chinese cargoes arrive at the Kazakhstani station Altyn-Kol and then go in the transit from there through Kazakhstan, Russia, and Belarus to the Brest station. And the freightliners from China make the whole of this Eurasian way in 5.5 days. High-speed trains used for transportation of containers from China very well fit into the logistics of Belarus, as there is quite intensive passenger traffic there that way, and the container trains go at a speed of, practically, passenger ones. Single regulations for the national operators of the railways of Russia, Kazakhstan, and Belarus will be valid up till 2010. By that time, according to the forecast made by the market experts, the annual volume of transportation undertaken by the United Transport and Logistics Corporation will have increased almost twice. The UN E-Government Development Index, Index of Development of Electronic Government. This comprehensive indicator prepared by the UN experts is formed out of 3 indicators of development: human capital, telecommunications infrastructure, and online services. Taking into consideration that the Eurasian Economic Union sets a course for digitalization, let's find out how the things are from the point of view of this index and the country members of this alliance. Our observer, Alexander Galiev, speaks.
So
the United Nations Index of Development of E-Government. Russia in this rating is at the 35th place. It is in the group of countries with high development of e-government. As experts note, Russia is doing well with regards to the development of online services and human capital. The situation with the level of development of the telecommunications infrastructure is a bit worse. But our partner in the EAEU plans to increase the share of consumption of e-services by ordinary people within the next 5 to 6 years. As a result, the e-government efficiency indicator will considerably increase. Belarus. It is the number 49 in the E-Government Development Index. For the last 2 years, the Republic has improved its indicators by 6 points. It has got the highest scores for such a parameter as the development of human capital. And judging by plans made by Belarus, it is preparing to break through. New projects of the Republic's e-government will be developed with the participation of Korean companies, Kini and Partners, and KT-Net. Particularly, these companies will act as implementers of the projects of the Belarusian-Korean Center of Cooperation in the field of information and communication technologies. Armenia. It has got the 87th place in the rating, and though this position seems to be not that impressive, nevertheless the Republic too, as Russia and Belarus, is included in the group of countries with a high level of e-government development. As UN experts note, Armenia is doing very well with the level of development of human capital. As far as it plans for the future, presently the Republic is finalizing the work on the document Agenda of Digitalization of Armenia. Kyrgyzstan. This country is at the 97th place. The Republic is in the group with a medium level of e-government development. It has got the highest scores for the development of human capital. Kyrgyzstan, too, has an intention to improve its scores due to the implementation of the program of country digitalization. The purpose of this program is optimization of the state expenses and reduction in the corruption risks. And finally, Kazakhstan, the leader in the global rating of e-governments among the countries of the Eurasian Economic Union. The Republic is on the 33rd place. This is 2 points higher than Russia. The UN experts note that the Republic is doing very well with the development of human capital and online services. And Kazakhstan has a chance to improve its scores through the introduction of new services. For example, from 2018, the registration of newborn babies will be moved to the proactive format, within which every baby will be given an individual identification number. One more new service is a possibility to pay debts, because of which individuals are banned from going abroad, 24 hours a day online.
Погасить долги, из-за которых ограничен выезд за рубеж. И вместо резюме, все страны, которые являются...
And instead of a resume, all country members of the Eurasian Economic Union intend to introduce national programs of digitalization. Moreover, they plan to combine their efforts to implement the programs. This refers to the transfer of technologies and information exchange. And this means that the EAEU will considerably increase its scores in the next E-Government Development Index. It was Alexander Galiev. See you again in the Single Market Program.
До встречи в программе Single Market.
Hong Kong, one of the largest world centers of trade and capital, logistics hub and transit window. Hong Kong is believed to be the richest city in China, judging by the GDP indicators, taking into account the size of population. At the same time, there are no industrial enterprises here. They have been pressed out far inland the continent in 1997 when Hong Kong came out of the jurisdiction of the British colony and became part of the People's Republic of China. Anar Tastanbekova was inquiring why this megapolis is attractive in terms of creating a business climate and how the potential of Kazakhstani exporters can enter its market. Hong Kong economy is based on 3 principles: free market, state non-interference with the entrepreneurship activities, and low taxes. Here in the seaport zone, no value-added tax and customs duties on imported goods are levied. Besides, those who do their business in Hong Kong can enjoy the privileged work regime. Profits up to the first 2 million Hong Kong dollars are not taxed at all. Single tax rate, no taxes on the turnover. So the profit tax rate is 16.5%, and that is the only tax which exists in Hong Kong. These are very good conditions for the small and medium businesses. We attract big companies with our program of encouraging centers of corporate treasury, with the transfer of an executive body to Hong Kong. Structures of such type get a 50% reduction in corporate tax. These heavenly conditions attract businessmen engaged in logistics, financial services, trade and servicing from all over the world. The level of concentration of trade representations and companies here is the highest in the whole of the Asian Pacific region. And the shortest distance between the goods and the market is participation in various exhibitions. We are one of the largest organizers of exhibitions in Asia and hold over 30 sectoral exhibitions a year. 10 of these exhibitions are the largest in Asia. 3 exhibitions of jewelry, watches, and electronics are the largest in the world. Experts working in the Hong Kong Trade Development Council advise to use this opportunity to present the profile exhibition products which are in the most demand here. Taking into account the supply from the Kazakhstani entrepreneurs, the export list could include meat and meat products, vegetable oil, and confectionery. As far as concerns cooperation and joint projects, spheres of tourism and high technologies will be the most attractive. At the same time, partners from Hong Kong are ready to render their assistance in the participation in exhibitions. For all the exhibitions organized by the Hong Kong Trade Council, we can offer sponsor programs to partly compensate for the airfare. And we also have a program to compensate for the hotel accommodation, and this compensation also can be full or partial. We have a VIP program for big companies. There is a free service of business matching to find a business partner for the exhibition visitors coming there as part of our delegation. Businessmen from Kazakhstan are most active taking part in such Hong Kong exhibitions as Food Expo and Fashion Week. An e-commerce platform special offer zone is at their disposal here. They can use its base to present their samples of their goods, tell about their services, and make small wholesale purchases and sale transactions. And the business community of Almaty has got all this information during a special workshop where the Hong Kong Trade Development Council and the Atamakan National Chamber of Entrepreneurs took part.
Проводимый сегодняшний семинар Советом по развитию торговли Гонконга является...
This is not the first meeting of the Hong Kong Trade Development Council with the National Chamber of Entrepreneurs. The previous events resulted in concluding trade contracts and establishment of business links between our entrepreneurs. All this allowed for continuous constructive dialogue between our regions.
Определенные деловые связи между нашими предпринимателями. Все это позволило на постоянной основе вести такой конструктивный диалог между нашими регионами.
Experts believe that the new impetus to the cooperation will be given by the meeting which was held at the end of autumn 2017 between the Akim, or Mayor of Almaty, Baozhan Baibek, and management team of the Special Administrative District. In the course of this dialogue and Hong Kong perspectives of developing the trade and economic relations and partnership in the humanitarian sectors were discussed. The parties have agreed upon the opening of a representational office of the Hong Kong Trade Development Council in Almaty in 2018. Anar Tastanbekova, Bakhidjan Bakhriev, specially for the single market. A ready-to-use land plot with a developed engineering infrastructure where a potential investor can start building his facilities literally the same day as he gets a permit. And in general, many issues here can be solved much simpler and quicker than in the free economic zone territory. These are conditions applied in the industrial zones. There are 20 industrial zones currently active in Kazakhstan. According to experts, one of the most promising of them, in terms of attraction of investors, is the Almaty Industrial Zone. Construction of the industrial zone in the southern Megalopolis has started in 2012. To implement the project, a land plot of 400 hectares was allocated in the suburbs of Almaty. The According to the plan, some 33 new enterprises should be located on this territory. The main requirements imposed on them are using the most modern technologies, environmentally friendly productions, capability to produce export-oriented goods. In their turn, participants of the industrial zone get certain preferences. These preferences are exemption from the corporate income tax, exemption from the customs duties, and from the taxes on land and property. In this context, of course, Kazakh Invest will support. When in the future a company will produce for export, we are ready to be with them, to subsidize. I mean, if they want to enter external markets and set up branches, we will also subsidize registration of branches by 50%. In addition to the privileged conditions, companies implementing their projects on this territory will get an opportunity to use a developed infrastructure, because the industrial zone plans to become not only a complex where modern productions are concentrated, but also a center offering its own warehouses, automotive and railway junctions. We have our own railway station. It is now being commissioned, a new railway station, a separate station for the city of Almaty. It will be named Industrial Station. Logistical center, railway station, we consider them in such a single process. By the way, launch of a modern complex of logistical infrastructure has a great importance for the whole region at large, especially for the southern, western areas of the oblast exporting their products to the near abroad countries. Naturally, the priority is given to the residents of the industrial zone, but it is not quite rational to limit ourselves with just these customers. Therefore, we will have the whole of this region as a target. The very first projects which have been implemented on the territory of the industrial zone include a greenhouse complex. Investments in this project comprised over 7 billion tenge. And for today, this is the most technological within Central Asia, production to grow vegetables under cover.
Technology from Holland is coming here, and actually the greenhouses here are more modern than in Holland, because this is the newest technology which we are bringing here.
Taking into account the geographical location of Almaty, which is situated not far from the Kazakh-Chinese border, its proximity to transit corridors, as well as the increasing demand in foodstuffs in the Celestial Empire, the industrial zone will pay a special attention to the projects related to the production of food products. It is planned to build a meat processing plant and an ice cream factory here. China considers our products, notably food products, as ecologically clean, practically in accordance with bio standards. That is why they are so popular. In summer 2017, the Japanese company Tokyo Rope, which has been working in the market of Kazakhstan for several years now, started constructing a new plant here. Investors have contributed 3.5 billion tenge into the construction. They want to arrange production of acrylic panels and carbon fiber cables. This project of Tokyo Rope Company will be implemented in the first half of 2018. And the new enterprise will become an anchor for the formation of the Kazakh-Japanese technical park in this territory. And Tokyo Rope will use its experience in Kazakhstan, its connections in Japan, to help us to attract Japanese investors to implement their projects here. One more new enterprise will be opened in the industrial zone in 2019, a Kazakh-Chinese enterprise manufacturing pipes for construction of main oil and gas pipelines, heating networks, and nuclear power stations. The total amount of investments is over 30 billion tenge. This is a Kazakh-Chinese project, a subsidiary of CMDC, and accordingly a subsidiary of Kazmunai Gas, are implementing a joint project here to manufacture spiral suture pipes. The list of prospective investment projects includes construction of a pharmaceutical plant. The new enterprise will master production of medicines for curing patients with cardiovascular and central nervous system disorders. Financing will be provided by the transnational company Hikma. It plans to invest $40 million in its project.
как вы знаете, международный фармацевтический.
This is an international pharmaceutical concern based in London. They have also got a land plot for us. Now we're carrying out design engineering preparation, studying the geology of subsoils, and will implement.
Грунтов и будет реализовывать.
Due to the interest paid by the foreign investors, the Almaty industrial zone starts getting much clearer shape today. Experts forecast when this project will have started working in its full, the volume of products sent from the southern Megalopolis to the markets, including the foreign ones, will increase by almost a third. MKAV, especially for the single market program. This is it for today. Pavel Koktashev was with you. A reminder that you can watch all our broadcasts at www.kazakh-tv.kz. See you again in the single market.